What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MK Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you can get notified immediately. As soon as we drop any content on this channel, you'll be the first to know. So without further ado, let's get into this. So yesterday we had some action, the Sky Sports card, and on the zone in other territories, headed by Conor Benn versus Samuel Vargas. And yeah, one word describes this thing: explosive. It was a very quick fight. It was over very quickly. I mean, coming into it, I definitely picked Conor Benn, but I thought Conor Benn would sort of get Samuel Vargas beaten by points unanimously. I thought he beat him quite clearly, quite convincingly, but I thought he may have some struggles in there because Sammy Vargas has shown toughness before. He's fought Spence, he's been stopped by, Virgil Ortiz as well. Amir Khan, he took Amir Khan the distance. So he's a guy that's tough. He's got a little bit of pedigree, but Conor Benn done, basically, on paper at least, a much better job than all the other fighters that have beaten Sammy Vargas. Conor Benn takes him out within 82 seconds, and what a performance by Conor Benn. I must say I'm very impressed. I must say I'm also a little bit surprised how he was able to just get to Samuel Vargas so easily, and how he was able to hurt him relatively easily, because it was from the opening bell. Benn bounces out and he's very confident on the front foot from the word go, throws some nice combinations, catches Vargas a little bit. Vargas seems a bit all right, but then Conor Benn just continually, he takes his time a little bit, he picks his shots, but continue to land and land and land and land. And within, I want to say, I don't know, the first 20 to 30 seconds, he'd already had Vargas hurt. He tagged him hard, and it was just leather coming from all over the place. Benn just beautiful combinations. He was very impressive with his accuracy, just bombed away at Vargas. And Vargas, you could see, was physically shaken very early in that round. He was really shaken up, and he was basically just getting pummeled. Benn just pummeled away at him, and the ref just stopped the fight. I mean, he didn't give him no standing 8 count. There was nothing like that. Benn just came in there. He wasn't reckless as well with his work, Benn. He was quite neat and tidy. There was none of these wild swings and stuff that we have seen from him in the past. He's been a little bit more wild, but in this fight, wasn't reckless. He wasn't going crazy at all. It was very well controlled, attacking boxing, accurate combinations, and he had his man hurt. He didn't let Vargas off the hook. There are people saying it was a premature stoppage, but at the end of the day, the way I see it is quite simple. Vargas was getting hit, and he was getting hurt, and he was getting hit multiple times over and over again in the head, and his head was getting rattled. He was all over the place. He never got into the fight, although the fight was only 82 seconds, but he was never in the fight. He was never really landing any punches in the fight at all. All he was doing was standing there and moving back and getting hit. All he was doing was taking punishment. There was nothing coming back from Samuel Vargas. So I can understand the referee jumping in and stopping him. Maybe you could have given him an 8 count. Maybe you could have let him go down and be completely knocked out or whatever. But at the end of the day, one thing's for sure, he wasn't in the fight, and he wasn't going to win the fight. And he was seriously hurt. So at the end of the day, if you've got a guy that's been hurt, visibly hurt, you've got a guy that's on the receiving end of fast combinations, and a guy that's, he's hurt, he's on the end of loads of combinations. The other guy's not stopping, he's still throwing, and he's still landing hard shots for a long period of for whatever it was, 82 seconds. And the other guys, if it would be different if Vargas actually had a response, if Vargas actually held Benn, or if he threw something back and he was able to tag Benn and he was able to get him with something. That's a different story. But what actually happened was Benn just went for him and was just throwing bombs and hurting Vargas, and there was no response from Vargas. So at the end of the day, I side with the referee on this occasion. Maybe a bit, you could argue a bit premature, but I wouldn't argue with that because the guy wasn't in the fight. He wasn't throwing anything back, and he was hurt. So the referee, basically just saved him from being knocked unconscious, in my view, because I think even if you let him continue, you let him get knocked down or whatever, all that was going to happen, Benn was going to stick it on him again, hurt him again, and then maybe, we'd be looking at permanent injuries, or, we'd just be looking at him sparked out completely unconscious. And, at the end of the day, it's not nice to see things like that. These guys put their lives on the line. So at the end of the day, for me, I understand the stoppage, and I think it's, in my view at least, it's a fair enough stoppage. So congrats to Conor Benn. After the fight, he was calling Amir Khan out, saying, yeah, I want Khan next. Yeah, I want him next. Blah, blah, blah. Give me the real challenge. Give me the real test. I didn't take any. He was gassed after the fight. He was calling them all out. Sean Porter, Amir Khan, Adrian Broner. And I for one, I don't believe he's going to get Khan next. I don't think Khan's going to be fighting a guy like Conor Benn, because it's not really anything in it for Amir Khan. There's no world title in it. There's nothing really in it. I mean, a guy like Broner would be a good fight for him. Good fight for him, sort of step up, a guy who's been a world champion or whatever. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't know who he's going to get next, but he's an ambitious young man, done very well, and hats off to Conor Benn. Congratulations to him. And yes, ladies and gents, that's just my thoughts. Very impressive 82-second knockout by Conor Benn. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out. I'll catch you on the next one.